Hello ladies and gentlemen, you're joining us for another round at the Tier 4 SLR Tier, yeah, I just said Tier twice. Joining me on stream for commentary is Icewind.
Yep, hi there Chief. What should I say twice?
Oh, don't worry, you'll have plenty of opportunity to stumble over your words over the next hour and a half. Yeah, so today we are at Silverstone. The drivers voted on this track for the next one. This is basically it's essentially the third round. No standings though, so this is a standalone race, so everything's to play for. And we have 18 guys on the grid here. We have also someone's bit of a guest driver, which is going to be a feature that we're going to be implementing in this series. So in this one we've got SLR Joel 8 from Tier 2 is taking part in this race. You can see him up there, currently P5 with no time on his board, so he's doing great so far, though he did disconnect just as the lobby loaded in. He's back in the session now, so how do you fancy his chances, Ice?
Well, he scored his first points yesterday in Singapore after a pretty eventful race, so yeah, I think I'm not sure if Joel's tactic is going to be here to start at the back or what does he want to do just to get some racing in, but there was some talk about that, but I don't know what's the deal here. Is he going to do quali as well?
I think the idea is he's not going to qualify and he's going to see how he does from the back. But I think he's going to have a tough enough time of it out there. You know, it's there's some tough players in this field.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at the names here. So Legend, who won the race last week in Austria, he's a fast guy for sure. And then to go along with him, we have also Nico Rosbot, who was second. So the Renaults took a 1-2 last week, and it was a very close one as well on penalties. And then we have Polar Haze is pretty quick. I know him from SOR a few days ago. And then Ward Up, for example, who is actually the first guy who's probably going to set a lap time here. He's improved a lot, and we'll see what he sets here. I would expect people to get it maybe into the low 27s or possibly a high 26. The fastest guys. And Word Up goes across the line. That's a 28.6, the first time on the board. And there's going to be a bunch of people behind him. 28.8 on mediums. That's pretty quick from John.
Oh, Darrow goes P1 there, or 28.
27.8 already.
Immediately
yeah,
beaten.
Well.
27.8's already in the 27s there. So like you say, it's going to be probably 27s, 28s order of the day. But 27.8 is currently a pole position. I'm loving this guy here, John. This guy's name is just so easy to say. I love it.
Yep.
keep it simple for us old boys. But yeah, John Boy is out there at the minute. He's
for mediums, 28.8, not too bad. They're about a second slower than the softs, I would say. So he's going to be in the contention for possibly a low 27 here on the faster tires. And Legend actually sets a 27.9 on medium, so that's pretty quick.
Yep, and I'm just watching. Actually, Joel is he's out on an outlap. So whether he sets a time or not, we'll have to see as he lags a little bit there as he makes his way through. Is it Cops Corner? I can't tell from that angle. Yep, Cops Corner.
Shaka well across the line. I gave him some tips. He's a no assist runner, so always props from me on that front. Shaka sets 28.8 on softs. Not too bad. He's a pretty new guy to league racing. I think it is his second or third race or what?
Yeah,
and,
I think
talked to him before the race, and he's like completely new to this league racing stuff, and he's been working pretty hard, and it's showing, I think.
Yeah, it's great to see. I was talking to him last night. We're having a practice session, and we were just saying to him, it's just great to see that he's putting so much work in, and it's paying off big time. And it's one of the guys that we're looking at, Ward Up, Shafta, constantly in practice, constantly getting better. So we're expecting to see these guys rise through the ranks as the races pile up. Nico Rosbot puts himself P3. Legend is P2. So the Renault boys up top again, but not quite on top of the pile.
27.9 on those mediums. He's at the moment looking to be in a class of his own at that pace, but we'll see if the rest of them are able to dig some pace out of their tires. A few guys who haven't set a lap time yet, maybe some invalidations and stuff in play.
Yeah, just riding on board with Joel here, so it gives us a chance to have a look at our stats for Joel. So as you can see there from the stat, he's had 5 DNFs in Tier 2. Does have 20 penalty points to his name, but average qualifying P11 and highest qualifying position so far P7. But yesterday, as we were saying at the introduction there, he got P9 in Tier 2 yesterday, Singapore. Very tough race, so props to him. And he, of course, is the main organizer behind this tier. So see if I can get rid of that. Yep, there we go. So yeah, we're wondering how Joel is going to stack up. The whole idea of this guest driver slot is to see just how good the higher tier guys are against these guys. Gives us a way to, it's like a benchmark basically. But Joel did abandon that lap, so he is sticking to the no qualifying challenge. Zadeb on an out lap. A few guys actually just starting their hot laps here. Jake Low, Max Ever Snacks a lot. All out on a hot lap there.
Some Joel fans in the chat saying this is Mr. Luke, aka Vexit, saying that don't you dare bully Joel. We'd never do that. We're his crew chiefs.
Yeah, we're Team
The
Joel.
only thing we sometimes maybe tell him is to shut it and focus on racing, but that's about it.
Yeah, if anybody's out there in voice chat with Joel, just tell him to be quiet right now. He needs to get his head down.
No, I think this is the point where he can still speak. He's apparently retired from the session as well, so yes, he just got a couple of warm-up laps in out there and retired from the session. And yeah, the aim for Joel is to get some good racing against these guys.
Jake Lowe making his way for Magus Beckus, but he does get it wrong, and then you can see how much time it cost him. He had to back completely out of that lap. It screwed up his entry, and that was it. He's had to back out, so he's running out of time to get a lap on the board. But we've got Max on the back straight here. He's still on a lap. He's got hot lap mode activated. DRS open. Puts ERS down to 0 though, so it does back out of this one. It looks like. Wonder if he's gonna
Jake is actually gonna cross the line as well here.
Oh really? Yeah, he really backed out of that lap for Magus Beckett, so this time is not going to be a good one, I don't think.
Yep, it's a time at least 32.6, which well, isn't very good as we think. And Max, is he starting a lap here? Yeah, I think so.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thought
Hey.
I would pop in and say hello.
Hey, it's Mr. EGL. What a pleasure to have you join us on stream. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm still celebrating.
Mr. P4.
Yeah, I just wanted to come and say personally thank you very much to you guys. As I didn't do a shout out to you guys last night, so thank you very much for last night. There it was fun. It was exciting.
Yeah.
All I remember from last night is Chief telling you the guys to shut up.
Like always.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's wondering what we're talking about, Wimpy in Tier 2 yesterday had a very solid performance, got himself P4, and if anybody missed that, there is
Difficult
the...
track as well.
Yeah, it's a very tough track. Yeah, it's 31 laps. It's the longest Grand Prix of the season, I believe. And yeah, Wimpy held it together, got P4, a solid drive from him. So if you missed that, go to Tier 2 Singapore. We had that on yesterday. And also Wimpy had his own POV stream as well there. So worth a watch. You'll hear me and Ice in the background, as Ice was alluding to, telling people to shut up, basically.
Yeah,
Shut up and
especially the
race.
crew chief part was very interesting to listen to. Yeah, but thank you very much once again. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this race, however.
Yeah, anybody you're looking out for in this one, Wimps?
John.
Kianis is pretty quick as far as I've seen, and also Legend.
Yeah, and that's 27.4 as we speak. Lagging also
Legend
quite a
seems
lot.
to be very faster.
Wonder if we maybe he should try to reconnect or something. Is it lagging so much for you, Chief, or something? Just
Janice?
looking like it. Yeah, it's lagging quite a lot for me.
Not too bad for me, no. A wee bit here and
Okay,
there.
maybe it's just me then.
Kind of jittery, yeah. But it mustn't be affecting him personally too much because he's just, yeah, as you said there,
Yeah, I guess so.
27.4 pole position.
Sago's the only guy yet to set a lap time, along with Joel, of course, who's starting at the back anyway. He's on his first attempt.
Wimpy, just so I know you're very active in the practice sessions during the daytime. This guy John, oh, Sagos is round, facing the wrong direction, so he is struggling to get a time on the board here. But yeah, Wimps, this guy, there's a new guy here, John. I have never heard of him. Have you seen him on track?
No, I haven't seen him yet, man. I'm curious to see what he can do. It seems like he's got some really good pace. Between Giannis, John, Legend, and even Nico is almost up to date pace. But yeah, seems like he's got some really good pace. I'll check him out during the week in some practice sessions and give you guys a pin.
Sounds like a plan, yep. And Sagos, I'm not sure what he's doing here. Is he letting people pass or what? Yeah, he's slowing down to let people pass just before Cop's corner. So he's got 5 minutes left to put a time on the board. So he wants to get back to the pits, put a fresh set of boots on, and get out there and push. Although at this point, he probably just wants to put a lap on the board, I reckon.
Enemy Killer asking in chat, why is everybody so fast? It's easy, man. They're all racing for SLR, Slipstream League Racing.
Word Up 27.7. Word Up is one of those guys. I was racing him yesterday night in Singapore, and he's one of those guys who's improved massively, and you can definitely see that on the time sheets here today. 27.7. Not too bad.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that joined the league, and I'm like, hey, someone I can finally beat. And then within a week or two, I'm like, oh god, he's so fast. Slow down.
Well, alright, I'm gonna go get myself some Coca-Cola, popcorn, and enjoy the race. I'll leave you to your job, and I will enjoy the stream. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay,
See you,
Wimpy.
Wimpy.
All the best.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So Saga's still the only guy who is yet to set a lap time. Kebab also a rather tame 136 on the board at the moment. I think he's not really got a lap in yet.
This guy John really is a standout guy for me at the minute. P3 from out of nowhere. Exactly, that's it. He's literally a dark horse. We've never heard of this guy.
We have yellow flag in sector 2. Who is that for? I don't really see anything out there, so maybe it's just somebody's touched the grass a little bit, and that's about it.
Yeah, so in qualifying you get to see who's the fastest, but in the race you get to see, you know, a lot of different, different aspects of a driver. John, for example, could be the fastest guy here, or one of the fastest in quali, but when it comes to the race, you know, if his racecraft is poor, we're probably going to see him not finish. But that's what makes it really. I was just gonna say that's what makes it really interesting for me is like, you know, we get to see the qualifying, but then we get to see the race where it really matters.
Now I'm a bit surprised that Legend apparently is not even going out anymore. I mean, he's pretty much out of time considering the pits rate here at Silverstone is so long. So he's just gonna start on those mediums, is he? a bit surprised. I think it would be rather safe to do. Oh, Nico Rosberg actually goes provisional pole with 27.3.
Epic stuff from Nico. Yeah, we know he's one of the faster guys. He's kind of like a resident Tier 4 guy now. John and Giannis have a grid penalty, just pointed out there by Flesh River in chat. I think it was earlier in the session, there was maybe an issue in the pits, a bit of contact. Both of those guys.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a look at that. Where do we see it? Okay, yeah, so John has collided with Ward Up, and Giannis has also a grid penalty, by the way. He's collided with Darrow G. So
Okay, interesting stuff. So that's gonna really affect their starting positions.
I completely missed that.
Yeah, that's kind of like, you know, what I'm saying there about, you know, if your racecraft is per your race etiquette. Like, I mean, I don't know what happened there, but if John maybe messed up because he didn't have the experience or whatever, and picked up a penalty.
Did he have the same thing last week? Kind of recall that he would have had something similar. But yeah, I think, I don't know, does anybody have Giannis on their friend list, or are you crew chiefing them possibly? Can you just make sure that he turns off anything at the background that might be using some bandwidth, because he's lagging really big time. Not only for me, I've heard in chat that enemy killer also saying that he's lagging pretty bad for him.
Giannis is currently in the dirt. He is, yeah, and he is kind of, his car has been a bit very erratic jittery on track. Let's see, who is out there who could put a good lap on? We've got Eversnaxlop, but he's
tired on the track. That's not a good thing to do.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, race etiquette.
Parks in a nice spot for once.
Enemy killer, he's on a hot lap, he's abandoned this hot lap and come in. Yeah, he was quite a way off his time.
His last run as well that he's gonna have time for, 27.9, so...
Oh, Fubar is off as well. Where's he off? Bex Maggot, or Maggots.
Oh no.
Maggots Vegas.
Yep.
Trying to pick up who is on a lap right now, who could possibly threaten the top of the table. We've got Shaka out on a lap.
But Ward Up and John definitely both are on an outlap. Polar Hayes as well has actually set the time 27.4, so he's, as I said earlier, he's a pretty fast guy. I remember him from SOR.
And according to my information here, Ward Up is 0.8 up on his, and that's by sector 1.
That's right. Can that be? No, I think you're wrong. That's just how much he improved on his last run.
Oh, okay.
It always shows it when you start a hot lap across the line. It shows you.
Yeah, I was wondering that was
last time on the reference to that. So.
That'd be quite the improvement over one sector.
And is Ward Up on a hot lap? He's on a hot lap. I think I'm just getting a spectator bug once again here.
Yeah, I'm getting an out lap mode.
10th down on his best time.
John as well on a lap, so he is showing us up. No, he's actually down on his time, 0.035, so if he has a good final sector, he'll do pretty well, I reckon.
Yep. Word Up tackles Maggots and Baggots, had to lift up a little bit on the latter half of that, and he is a 10th up on his best time, and the second sector he's just about even on his best lap time, so he might improve here, but I think it will not be enough to pick up any positions unless he pulls a magical final sector here.
Just making his way for the final sector. Bit scruffy, but carries a lot of speed through it and does not go better.
1 millisecond off.
Oh, John does go better. 127.7, so he's up to P4. Fubar retires from the session. Who else is on a lap right now? I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Everybody's... Yep, that's it. So, Nico Rosberg on pole. Yeah, so let's look at the results. 27.3, so that's about what I was expecting here. I know that Legend for sure would have had a chance to go faster than that, but he opts to only do a medium lap and will start on those mediums instead of the softs, so he will do the alternate strategy here. And we have two guys with those grid penalties, Giannis and John. They're gonna start in further down in the field, 7th and 9th, I think, with those penalties.
Yeah, this medium soft alt strategy is actually pretty decent as long as you can keep up the guys in front and not drop off too far. By the end of the race, you're on a winning ticket if you can keep up with the guys at the front. What lap do you think for the first pit stop for these soft runners, Ice?
I would have to first remember how many laps is this race. Oh god, I haven't done my homework again.
27 sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I think around lap 10 or something.
And we know it's not going to rain. The forecast for today is light cloud, so a completely dry session. Oh, and Pretorius is saying 26 laps. I was right. Technically, I was right, Ice, because 26 plus 1, which would be the formation lap. 27. Never doubt me.
Yeah, I'd expect like 10 laps on the softs, and then you can easily get the mediums to the end here. So it's a relatively easy soft to medium strategy. And off we go on the formation lap then.
There we go. So Nico Rosbot in P1. Just remind me, did he? I know he finished well last season, last race. Either was P1 or P2. Who won the last race? I think it was Nico, wasn't it?
Last race? No, it was Legend who won it by 0.1 second. So remember the speeding penalty he had in the pits, and Nico Rosbot wasn't actually aware that Legend had that penalty, so he wasn't pushing as much as he could have.
That is right, yeah. So Nico Rosbot P1, he was P2 last time. Can he go one better and finish on the top step? We've got Polar Haas, who is P2 in the Merc. From what I hear, he's a very fast boy. I think it was in one practice session and he left me in the dust. Ward Up in the Force India is P3. Good to see him up so high. And the first medium runner then is Legend in the fellow Renault last race's winner. So expect big things.
Yeah, up on fours on those mediums, so he's going to be pretty fast. And then we, going down the order, we have Eversnax, also known as Enemy Killer, in 5th. Giannis P6 with the grid penalty, Zadeb, new guy to me in the Haas in P7, and then Darrow 5G in the Alfa Romeo in P8.
Yeah, and possibly my favorite league racer name, John in P9. Yep. Andre P10. Now, this person I have not heard of either. I didn't actually notice him in qualifying either. Yeah, came out of nowhere. So P10 for Andre. Shaka P11. Worth a shout out. He's running no assists. So down in P11, not bad from him. P12 Max in the Ferrari.
Yeah, and that rounds up our top 12, and we're about to round up on the starting grid here. So I'll let you take it away, Chief, from the start.
Yeah, it's a pretty tense start here. It's flat out to turn 1, and then we've got 20 cars, well 18 today, trying to make it through turn 1. So expect a bit of carnage there, and there always is. 5 lights are up, and away we. Bit of a pause on the start line, but away we go, and everybody's off clean. Oh, I see a car. I think it's Janice maybe lagging in the background there, but Nico gets off to a great start. He keeps the lead. Do we see anyone at the back flying out there? Someone goes wide, but no damage so far that I can see. Nico he's got a pretty solid lead. There is Polar Haas is under threat here from Eversnax a lot.
Joel is around up the back. I saw him spin in turn 2, I think it is, or turn 3, sorry. So Joel has got his work cut out for him. He's all the way at the back.
Yeah, Eversnax a lot got past Polar Haas for P3, but Polar Haas has got that position back, and there is a bit of contact between I think it's Legend and Polar Haas there. But look at this, they're fighting very hard as they head towards Cops Corner. Are we going to see a 2 wide for Cops Corner in Tier 4? Is this really going to happen? Oh, not quite. Not quite.
But Enemy Killer stays alongside him into Maggots and Beckets, but I think he has to back out of it to in order not to die there. So Polar Haas sticks to that P3.
Ooh,
On the back straight, I think, yeah, there's going to be some slipstreaming going on here. I think Enemy Killer is under pressure here from Legend
yeah,
on those medium tires.
Legend going up the inside, and he looks like he's going to get it done.
Yep.
Eversnaxalot is staying tight with him, but Eversnaxalot actually got a brilliant run out of the final corner there, and is hanging around the inside. Oh, this is tight. This is going to be tight.
Yeah, Legend makes it sick.
Yeah, Legend makes it stick. A Puller Haas in P3 then. And what have we got at the back? John is dropping position to Darrow. So there's a whole train here of action happening. So we'll try and keep our eyes on it. Oh, as a Ferrari just goes right across the dirt there. That's probably going to give him a warning at least, I would say. But yeah, Darrow and John are just back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, John is lagging so much. They're actually driving inside each other with John, which isn't really helping things out. So it's not looking very pretty, is it?
Yeah, it's tough to drive against that. And Janice, oh, he looked like he got a bit of contact there and almost sent out wide, but manages to hold on.
I'm just looking at through the field. I think there's pretty much nobody who has wing damage so far in this race, which is pretty good for lap 1. So well done to tier 4 guys on lap 1.
Yeah, and you were saying Joel then he had some issues at the start. You see him at the very back here. He's got his work cut out for him. No front wing damage is a good thing.
Yeah, he just spun out, I think, on power out of turn 3. Oh, and there's Sagos, who actually has sent me a message just now on Steam. He's saying that he's got default 2-2 wing setup for this race, apparently accidentally. So
it's gonna be a long race for that guy.
Okay, so that. Oh, he's off again. I think those tires are just completely overheated right now. He's got 130 degrees on those tires, and I think he will, retire from the session. We got safety car. Oh dear.
Oh dear. So Sagos looks like Sagos must have where did he?
Yep.
Yeah, did he just crash out then?
I think his tires were at 130 degrees on the wheel, so I think he just didn't have any grip at all trying to enter Maggots and Beckett's. So, yeah.
And we've got
Joel takes this opportunity to pit. What is he gonna go on? Let's see.
Let's see, mediums, yeah.
Yep. I think you can theoretically get them to the end from here, but it's gonna be tough to do. But anyway, I think that's a good call from Joel to pit now. He's basically gonna catch up to the pack anyway because of the safety car. So.
As you can see, we've got a nice wee graphics package for Joel here. We're gonna have this probably for each guest driver each week. Joel 8, he's not had the best starts obviously, but I mean the safety car has brought him back into the race, and as Ice was saying there, you could potentially get these mediums to the end, but we may see another safety car as well. So I wouldn't discount Joel from a good finisher. Yeah,
exactly. Just a touch on that. He actually did get a pretty good start. He was up by 4 positions into turn 3, but then he just spun out of turn 3 on power. That's what it looked like to me, and dropped it there.
Just showing off the other graphic here, the DNS, 5 DNS. Apparently the highest qualifying position was actually P6. Joel corrected in fluke there.
Canada?
So, yeah, Canada, yeah, you're right. And yeah, so I think Joel...
Gian, this is lagging so much.
I think Pretorius in chat is about, so maybe he could send him a wee message maybe, and... Oh, and look at Ice. Look at this. Puller Haas is decided to pit. Enemy Killer as well. Giannis, also Kebab at the back. So 4 guys opting to go for this. Oh, yeah, Enemy Killer on the hard. Yeah, so interesting. We see some strategy splitting here. Yeah, that's a good thing, but the hards aren't great on this. Well, they're not too bad, like, but obviously you want to be on the mediums or softs if you can afford it. Okay, sorry, we had a bit of a technical issue there, but hopefully it's all resolved now. Apparently the audio wasn't coming through, but we should be fixed.
Icewind's gone. Okay.
No. So
No, I'm not gone, but I think maybe I was just gone on. I don't know, gone with the wind, gone with the oceans, whatever.
I'm looking at the.
We should have had Wimpy. Seen some poetry from Wimpy lately. We should have had a
Yeah, it's been
bit of a
very.
poetry reading here at the start.
He's been very zen-like recently, hasn't he? Which hasn't been like him. But I do like
Yeah,
the
but
new
that's
Wimpy.
you see the results yesterday with that mentality. So yeah, we I don't know where it's come from, but we like it. Good
Yeah,
stuff from Wimpy.
we do like Wimpy 2.0, but Nico Rosbot, I mean, this safety car did not help him in any way, shape, or form because he had a good gap to P2. Was looking pretty commanding in the race until the safety car come up. Ward up, and now P2. Right behind him is his.
Fuvar also pits, and Jake at the back of the field.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have like I imagine they're gonna go mediums, and we'll have one lap fresher mediums on than anyone else on the field. So.
But does this actually make the safety car go for yet another lap? I don't know.
I don't think that should be the case because obviously like.
But that's definitely.
Oh, sorry. There was Darrow G just came in like a wrecking ball there, and I think he might have tagged Legend in P3, but I don't think there's any damage.
Penalty, I think maybe they got away with it.
Yeah. He just got caught off.
Yep. And well, if you now pitted for the mediums, you can definitely take them to the end from here.
Yeah, but I see Fubar's opted for the hards there, so he's playing it safe. Jake on the mediums, so we'll keep an eye on him at the back, see how he gets on. But yeah, I mean, the safety car, I don't think it's a good thing that it waits for the cars, because surely you can then exploit that by, you know, waiting to the second or third lap and then pitting, and then they have to wait for you again.
Yeah, Jake is on the first DRS straight right now, and he should catch up to the pack before the end of this lap, so maybe we'll see the safety car come in. That means that the lights go out and we get a message in the game, so we'll see what happens. We're coming through Maggots and Beckett's with the main pack right now. Still no message, so we'll see what happens. This is so Polar Haas actually is in a very strong position here. Yeah, safety car in this lap. So Polar Haas is on those fresh mediums. He can go to the end from here, and he doesn't have to pit again. So everybody ahead of him has to pit, and it's a very long pit stop on this truck, 26 or 7 seconds or something like that.
So who do you think's in the best position right now? I'm looking at Legend.
Polar Haas.
You think Polar Haas? So Polar Haas is down in P11 currently, but doesn't have to pit, so that's a huge. Oh, here we get on their way. Nico is off already. He's probably, as he caught these guys sleeping. No, Ward Up is actually not too far off him here. So
Legend's got a really good run here on the main straight.
Oh yeah, Ward Up had Ward Up had to lift there, and that Legend almost got him before the finish line there, which obviously is not where you want to overtake.
Almost side by side into turn one. That's a little bit dangerous, and Legend tries to stick his nose in there into turn 3. Can't get it done quite, but gets a good run on the back straight here. And is he going to be able to try something here into...
and there's an accident at the back. I think it's Jake Lowe is involved in it. Yeah, Jake Lowe and maybe Fubar as well. Yeah, two guys falling off the lead. Andre is making his way through the field here. He's moved up to P7, I believe, from P9 on the restart. So he's having a time of it out there.
And Joel as well up to P12. Oh, Joel runs a little bit on the gravel there. So Joel has actually, Polar Haas has actually got a terrible restart here on the safety car. He's lost 2 positions.
Yeah, Joel is under a lot of pressure. Polar Haas actually touching his back end there as they make their way through cops, which is not something you want as you're making your way flat out through cops quarter.
Oh, yeah, and Legend actually is going to make a move here on the back straight to Ward Up, and he should be able to make this stick right. He's got the better line to. Oh my God! I have to open the track map so I don't say everything wrong.
Oh, Polar Haas makes his way through past Joel, but Ice, get this, he has front wing damage. He has a missing
so
end
they
plate.
must have had contact with somebody at the restart then.
Kebab is in the pits. No, sorry, Joel is in the pits, so he's got a 5-second penalty speeding in the pit lane. This is something we often see from Joel. He does pick up penalties here and there. I'm not sure why
Why
he's
is Joel
pitting
in the
though.
pits? Did he have also damage?
Oh yes, he does. He has
Yeah,
front wing damage. So
okay. So that is unfortunate. Joel is gonna go on the hards. Okay.
yeah, I wonder if he's no mediums left then. So he's on these hards. He's gonna try and see these through to the end unless there's another safety car.
Yeah.
But Joel is way off the pack now.
And this seems to be like a replay of last week. The Renaults are leading this race again.
Yeah, but Nico this time at 2.6 gap ahead of Legend. And
Yep.
Andre again makes his way past Max through Cop's Corner, I believe, and in P6. What a job from this man.
New guy to me from GRL, the Greek Racing League. We have had a few all-stars from there. Kutender, who is on a hiatus at the moment, let's call it that.
Oh, Gianna's 3-second penalty, multiple warnings. Also, Molio. Joel in chat is saying brake checked. So he believes he was actually brake checked to get that front wing damage, and he had no mediums left.
Okay.
DRS is now enabled there, so look at this, John. We got a wee bit of a train here behind Ward up. It's John Zadeb. Will now be rubbing their hands. They see that DRS is enabled, and that back straight is a real prime opportunity to overtake, and they're running pretty close to Ward up here. Ward up runs wide, so that's going to cost them. I think John also got a bad exit, which obviously is going to help Ward up a bit.
DRS here, he's going to get him.
Yeah, goes down the inside, squeezes him out wide. Yeah, it's a bit cheeky, yeah. So John with the elbows out there.
Yep. Gets both of them get away with it though. I was just about to say that Legend actually, he cut turn 1 quite a bit, and he did get a warning for that. I just checked the race director, but he's only on 1 warning so far.
Oh, Andre now on the back of this pack for the fight for P3. So this guy Andre is continuing to impress. He's right on the back of Zadeb already. He will have DRS here, but he's on this DRS train, so
yeah,
it's I wonder if anyone's going to make a move on this lap. John moves a bit defensive, just covers off the inside line there. But I think Andre, yeah, he's got the pace to pass these guys, it looks like.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking down the field, like one guy who is in a very good position here is actually, I'd have to say, a little surprisingly enemy killer.
Andre's going to go for a move to turn 1. He's going on the inside as Zadeb here, squeezes Zadeb out and gets the move done. Very nicely done from
P5.
Andre.
Comes back at it, but yeah, he has to back out of that one.
Yeah, he just had to ride the curb there, and that really destabilizes the car.
Yep.
Not the optimum line.
Zadeb is completely out of ERS, so even though he gets, both of them get DRS, that's what it looks like, so Andre can cover that off.
So Andre's on to his next target, who's Ward up in P4.
Yeah. What I was about to say before that is that enemy killer is actually in pretty good position on those hards. He's in P9, not running too badly, and he's gonna get all of these guys at the pits. Whether they can actually come back at him at the end of the race, we'll see, but yep.
And he's currently in a wee bit of a bubble. He's got a bit of a gap on either side of him, so I always like that. Although,
Shaka at the moment.
In saying that, you want to be on that DRS train. The guys ahead of him who are on DRS will have a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, he's catching Shaka, so he might have some of that DRS in a little while. His teammate as well in this race.
Yeah, these guys could work together, but there's no standings in this tier, so no team orders.
Yep.
Oh, and Giannis, it looks like Giannis got past Isolo, but Giannis again lagging all over the show. This is causing a bit of an issue. You can just see Isolo is not confident at all with this guy racing around him. Yeah,
Zadeb actually took P5 back from Andre.
Oh, nicely done from Zadeb. So these guys going at it.
Yep. this DRS train continues. Who is that guy running wide there? I think that's is that a lapped car? Yeah, it is. It's Fubar
Oh, Fubar!
sent flying out of
He's living up to his name there.
yeah, out of turn 5. He's luckily he's ghosted. He's gonna. Oh, that's
Well, here,
looks
Andre.
dangerous, but he's a lap down. He's gonna be ghosted for all these guys.
Andre got the move back on
Yep.
Zadeb, so these guys are continuing to fight as they head down to Cops, but Zadeb will have the DRS on the back straight here, so I wonder what he's going to do with that. I think Andre actually will have DRS as well, so it'll kind of cancel out Zadeb's advantage.
Could John actually... John might be almost on the verge of breaking DRS here. Wardup gets it still on this lap at least. Andre is actually challenging Wardup here on the back straight.
Yeah, he's thinking about going around the outside. Let's see what Wardup does in response.
He's got it done.
Yeah, Wardup a bit conservative there, takes a really tight line and it scrubs off a lot of speed. Wardup into the pits, as well as Nico. Nico's in the pits as well.
And John as well. So 3 guys opting to pit. It's about time to pit on those softs anyway, so yep. We'll see how far they actually drop. Pretty far because it's about 27 seconds or something, I think, for a pit stop around here.
And Legend on these mediums, he's just showing there with the fastest lap. They are still in their prime. Giannis with a 3-second time penalty. I think there's quite a few penalties coming through, so we'll have to keep an eye on it as the race draws to a close. But for now, Legend is in the lead. P2 is Andre. Zadeb doing very well here. I think it's his debut performance, and it's P3 for Zadeb. Also Max as well. Bit of a dark horse. I haven't mentioned him much, but in the Ferrari he's doing very well for himself. P4.
Yeah, an enemy killer now in that DRS range of his teammate Shaka as well. And enemy killer is the first guy here in this train who does not have to pit again. And those guys who pitted are... What is that, like 14 seconds behind him?
Yep.
He's gonna have to clear his teammate pretty quickly here.
I think,
Get on with it.
I think Enemy Killer is about to put the move on Shaka as they enter into the DRS straight at the back.
Exit. Yeah, but I think he should get it done here. I would imagine Shaka doesn't want to fight this too hard. Giannis actually is looking to, oh god, it's very laggy. And Shaka gets overtaken by 2 cars there.
Ooh, Andre actually getting the fastest lap, so he's looking pretty pacey out there. 4.3 behind Legend, so yeah, he's got clear air now.
Yeah, so he's kind of a guy. I faintly recall his name from watching some GRL stream a while ago, so he definitely seems to be a fast guy. So if you're only 4.4 behind Legend on similar tires, that's pretty good.
Oh, and Giannis gets past Enemy Killer here, but he's warping all over the show, so I don't know what Enemy Killer is saying right now, but what I'm saying isn't pretty. I think Enemy Killer might just let him go and be like, right, get out of my way.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
Ooh, Max.
I don't recall him lagging this much last week, so maybe he's got a...
Yeah, I think it's actually desync as well, because he's warping into the car as well.
Luckily he's ghosting at least, that's otherwise that would be a disaster.
A Puller Haas, worth touching on base with him again. He's P6, but he does have that front wing damage. Doesn't seem to be hurting him too much at this point, but it will hurt his lap time each time he gets around.
Yeah, that's correct, and he's got DRS and Shaka now on the backstraight, and he's gonna get this done because I think Shaka didn't get DRS. Yep. So.
Oh, Shaka is
actually gonna get it?
Shaka's fighting this. Oh, Shaka gets a wheel in the dirt.
No.
Oh my
Almost
word!
Lost it, but
good save from
holds
Shaka.
onto that.
Shaka attack. Shaka heart attack, more like.
Yeah, that's right, and yeah, Legend and Andre continuing. I'm just gonna have a look at those lap times. They're setting 31.7 and 30.
Oh, and Wardup and Zadeb are too wide going for the final corners. I'm trying to find a good camera angle. I cannot find one. Thanks, Codemasters. But yes, Wardup comes out the victor in that skirmish. But I don't think I think these guys are pretty evenly matched here, you know, so we're going to see a lot of battling from them as we are at the halfway point of this race.
Yep,
Max
and both
Spiltz
similar
in chat.
strategies as well.
Just want to shout out Max Spiltz, fellow commentator for Tier 2. Good job last night, my man. What do you think about this race? It's a bit of a, I don't know, like, who do you think's going to win this race? I don't know. It's really up for grabs here. A lot of different strategies playing out here.
I'd still have to, like, if I go with my gut feeling, it's gonna be Legend, but we'll see. Guess he's gonna be super fast at the end with those softs, which I think he's gonna put on relatively soon, in a couple of laps, I guess.
Yeah, Andre
If we say it's 27 seconds for a pit stop, we can look. Let's have a...
Oh, Andre gets the fastest lap there, Ice. So he's keeping
Yeah.
up. He's keeping up. He's not really bringing the gap down too much, but he is keeping up.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just having a look that like they're setting similar lap times to Nico Rosberg on fresh medium. So those two guys at the front, I don't know, Legend and Andre, I think they're gonna be fighting for the win of this race at the end. They're very fast at the moment. They're basically doing faster lap times than those guys behind them who already pitted for fresh tires.
This battle for P9 settled on a bit. Zadeb, Ward up, P9, P10. So Ward up. Yeah, he's doing a good job, but he needs to break DRS. Oh, Zadeb looking down the inside there, but that's going to lose him time on the exit as he has to run over the sausage curb. Zadeb's looking pretty feisty here. Ward up. I think Ward up just needs a wee bit of a breathing space. Ward up going very tight to the line and actually had to scrub off a lot of speed there. That allows Zadeb to get past. Now Ward up is under pressure from Max in the Ferrari. Max thinking about going up the inside and Ward up gets a really bad run. So I wonder if we're going to see another too wide opportunity at Cobb's corner. Max thinking about it. He has got a bit of speed, but yeah, not quite.
Yeah, looks like Ward up is maybe crumbling a little bit under pressure here, but seems to be struggling here quite a bit on those tires at the moment. Still gonna get DRS here though.
Yeah, just about that. I mean, Ward up, I believe he is one of the newer guys to league racing, so that's really experience, you know, when you get the pressure on you. You just have to get used to that and just kind of not think about it. It can get you at times.
But yeah, they get away with it.
And Max is just waiting here for his opportunity to strike.
Yeah, it's so frustrating behind there because those guys, it's even with DRS, it's relatively difficult to pass here. It's not so powerful on this track, DRS.
Oh, and we have a move up front. Is it Polar Haas gets past Eversnax a lot, so Polar Haas with that front wing. Oh, Eversnax a lot is fighting around the outside here. Is he going to be able to keep it? Looks like and yeah, they're too wide for the corner before Cops. Eversnax a lot had to come out of that and fall in behind Polar Haas, so this front wing damage of Polar Haas, this is the corners where it's going to hurt the most. The Cops corner, Magus Beckett's. So let's see if Eversnaxlot can capitalize on that. Look at that, Eversnaxlot. Oh, and he gets just a bit of wheel contact. He was a bit, I don't know what the word is, maybe impatient there.
Yeah, Legend and Andre pitting at the top of the field.
Legend, Andre, both in the pits, but yeah, Eversnaxlot lost a lot of time there. He lost a position as well. Shaka, his teammate, up to P5.
I think they're gonna come around Nico Rosberg here.
Shaka's close. Shaka's decided to pit. So what do you see? A few people in the pits here. Shaka gets a 5-second time penalty again. That's just experience there. So maybe kicking himself in that cockpit right now. Yeah,
Nico Rosberg charging into turn 1 as Legend and Andre exit the pit. So Legend is gonna be only a couple of seconds behind his teammate here.
Yeah, you're right. He's
on soft.
He's
fresh,
like literally, what is that, like 4 or 5 seconds maybe?
2.6.
2 points. Yeah, so you can actually see him up the road.
Legend has done a very good job here.
Nico gets past Eversnaxlot pretty handily there. He knows he has to get that move done quickly if he's any chance here of staying ahead of Legend, but I think it's only a matter of time before Legend grazes up behind him and starts
he's
thinking
already
about
caught
pinning.
up by half a second this first half of the lap.
Yeah, Nico can just, all he can do is just keep his head down and hopefully something happens behind him.
And on some tracks you can see, if the viewers are wondering, the softs fall out pretty quickly, but this is not one of them, so you can pretty much just push on those softs and they will not fall off in 10 laps.
I'm watching Ward up here and Zadeb as they makes their way through Magus Beckett. I'm wondering if Ward up can stay on the... Zadeb carrying a lot of speed there for the latter part of Magus Beckett, and I think Ward up is going to get the move done here. He's going to have the ERS. He's only on low mode on ERS. Oh, he's gone up to overtake here, so yeah, he's going on the outside. Zadeb gets the move done. Makes it look
That's
pretty
just
easy.
a never-ending battle, is it? Isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be it to the end, yeah.
So looking up the field, Legend is trying to challenge Eversnax into
Oh, and
turn 3 here. Can't quite get it done, and this is the chance for Andre, because if Legend fights other people, he can catch up here.
Yeah, Enemy Killer would
He's
just...
through.
I think Enemy Killer, like, he didn't want any part of that battle, but I think he gave it up a bit too easy there. He kind of opened the door, almost inviting Legend to go through.
Yeah, and Legend actually played that very smart. He got DRS as well. So,
a lot of time penalties come through as he Ward up gets a penalty there, 3 seconds.
And Zadeb actually gets Ward up once again, I think. Yes, to Brooklands, I think it is. Yep.
Yeah, these 3 guys, Max, Zadeb, and Ward up, are very evenly paced. We've got Joel behind him, 4.4 seconds, so that's something worth mentioning. Joel's got himself up to P11 on these hard tires. We'll keep an eye on that gap. He may be able to get himself some points this race, so a bit of a redemption drive here. He's got 9 laps left on the board. Can Joel get himself P10? Now I wonder, has Joel got penalty point or time penalties as well? That might factor in.
I'll have a look in a sec. I'm just gonna see. Legend is 0.7 behind Nico Rosberg here.
And Ward up gets past the Deb again there in the back straight.
Fastest lap of the race as well, 30.8. And Andre takes it actually behind him by 6/10. As Enemy Killer picks up a penalty in turn 1. And yeah, you wanted to know Joel's time penalties. I'm just gonna have a look. Joel has only 1 warning, and but yeah, he's got that 5 seconds from speeding in the pit lane. So that's gonna be tough for Joel at the end.
I wonder, did he not serve that in the pits after?
Yeah. Andre's got the move done on Enemy Killer as well, so he's up to P5.
Nicely done, yeah. We saw this guy Andre slices through the field, so he's 3.5 seconds ahead to Legend. So
look up ahead, Legend, Nico Rosberg, Polar has 3-way train here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the more Nico and Polarhas can hold up Legend, the better it is for Andre, who is on the sauce as well as Legend here. So you can just see Legend, he's so much more confidence for these corners, but he has to get a really good run. He does, and he touches the back of his teammate there, almost sends his teammate into the barrier.
3 wide. 3 wide toward
yeah, Legend.
the Vanguard straight, but yeah, Legend's gonna get this done, I think.
But it ain't over yet. Nico is thinking about sending it down the inside, but he decides better off it. And Polarhas and Nico going too wide for the final set of corners.
Good racing, guys. So Legend and Nico Rosberg both make their way through, and Andre's only 1.8 seconds down, so he's caught up a little bit on Legend, but
and look at that, Everson Axel decides to pit, so that might give Joel that P10 position. I wonder why he's done that. Has he got front wing damage, maybe?
I don't think so. He's not gonna have his wing changed, so
yeah, he's
gone for softs, but he's gonna be very, very far behind. It's a long pit stop, so I think even Shaka is gonna get him easily here.
Yeah, so Joel has moved up to P10. He is 2.4 seconds off Max.
Up big time to
P9,
that
yeah. Not looking too bad for Joel, considering how he started this race.
Yeah, so actually the point of this race is that can Giannis hold on to this race on those hards at the top of the field. He's 8 seconds clear of Legend. We have how many laps? 8 laps to go, and yeah, we'll keep an eye on that gap, but Gian is on those hards at the top of the field, and he doesn't have to pit again.
Yeah, but he has to hold off Legend, who's charging behind him on those soft, or those fresh softs. And also, I just saw there Ward Up and Zadeb. Looks like that battle's over. Ward Up dropping off the back of Zadeb, and there's a bunch of time penalties coming here. Kebab.
Oh, Polar has into the pits. He's probably gonna have that front wing fixed as well. A little bit of a surprising thing because I think he's basically throwing away P5 here. He was over 10 seconds in the clear, but maybe those mediums just are not gonna get to the end for him.
Yeah, front wing change for Polar Hassan. So he's putting these soft tires on, and he'll be very fast in this final stint. But he's running out of track time here. 6 laps left on the board. He's going to come out around about, I would say, P11, P12.
Yeah, Shaka will get him, and it's gonna be close with enemy killer, isn't it? Yeah, Shaka is through. And enemy killer charging down the main straight, so he's gonna be through as well. So Polar has, yeah, he's gonna be pretty far behind for points here today. Maybe he can get some at the end, we'll see, but it's not gonna be easy. Only 6 laps to go.
And I'm just keeping an eye on this gap up front. So from P1 to P2 is 7.6. So it hasn't come down as much.
Down this lap, has it?
I expected it. I expected it to tumble down, but yeah, 7.6.
Yeah, Giannis has set a 31.3 last lap, and I'm just looking at Legend's lap time 30.1. So he's about a second a lap quicker, but he's definitely a lot slower this lap. And Legend's actually picked up a penalty as well there. So
oh,
yeah,
dear.
is he actually even gonna be able to catch this gap? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. 7 seconds. We have only 5 laps to go.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
7.2. Yeah, so that's something I didn't really realize. Yeah, okay, Gian is actually, I'm just having a look here, he's got 2 penalties.
Oh, and we do have a
6
battle here at
seconds.
P4 and P3, and Nico and Andre.
Yeah.
What's that? Is a free second time penalty? Yeah, but Andre will have DRS on this second straight here. And he's going to get this moved on around outside.
Yeah. Easy.
But that means that Nico will have DRS for the back straight, which... yeah,
he's just gonna have to put those softs to work now. Gotta be fast through these Stowe and Maggots and Beckett, so Cops and Maggots and Beckett, sorry.
Oh, Joel gets another time penalty there, 3 seconds. Currently P8, but does have Max right behind him there, and Shaka as well.
Actually made his way past Max already.
Oh, nicely done from Joel. Didn't catch that on camera, but 1.1 to Ward Up. So yeah, he's doing all right on those hards, making them count right now. This is where it matters.
Yeah, gap at the front is 6.4, so it's come down this lap again. But is it enough? It's gonna be right on the line. But I think the penalties are gonna be costly here for Giannis. He's got 6 seconds versus Legends 3.
Yeah, Joel is actually on fire right now. He's caught up with Ward Up within a matter of sectors. I think the gap was just over a second now. It's 0.3. So, oh, and I was going to say Ward Up went into the pits there, but he looked like he'd sold a bit of a dummy. I don't know why he would do that. Oh, Ward Up runs out wide. So Ward Up is struggling on these tires, and Joel's going to see that and almost lags for him there. Yeah.
Oh, Joel has to lift big time behind him.
Yeah, I think he's going to go down the inside, isn't he? Yep, he's going to go down the inside, but is Ward Up going to fight it back? He doesn't. Oh, Ward Up taps him in the behind. Oh,
and
no.
There's contact. Oh, no, that's... Max picks up from twin damage there as well. That's not good at all. So Joel, basically missing right half of his front wing right now, I think.
He is not going to be happy about that.
No, he doesn't even have damage, does he, Joel?
Actually, no, I don't see any damage on his car, but...
So Max got the worst of that. He just arrived on the scene and smacked him head on, and yeah. It's not going to be an easy remainder of laps for Max.
Yeah, I think this guest driver slot is like putting a big bullseye on your car.
Yeah. And, oh wow, I think Giannis has made a big mistake on this lap. Look at the gap front, it's only 3 seconds now, yeah. So what has happened there? 2.6 now. Giannis picks up another penalty. So yeah, that's the fight for. Oh, he runs completely wide in turn 1. I'm not quite sure what's happening here, but he's not lagging anymore for me.
For me, he's kind of jittering around a wee bit, but yeah, the gap is 4.8, so it is coming down pretty rapidly now.
Oh, okay, so he's actually really lagging. What is the gap actually for you? Because it's saying 2.3. Oh, now it's 5 seconds for me. Okay, so
yeah,
maybe
5
I'll
seconds
just.
for me. Yeah. Polar Haas with those fresh boots on, it sets the fastest lap.
Yeah.
But I see Joel pitted as well. He's going to put a fresh set of sauce, I imagine, and go for that fastest
Earning
lap.
that penalty as well, yeah. So Joel's gonna be.
Oh, is Legend going to get DRS of Kebab here, the lap car? I think he might have.
Think so, yes, he did. That's right. So Legend's gonna get DRS this lap.
Maybe laughing in that cockpit right now.
Yeah, he's gonna get Giannis on penalties for sure here. No, Giannis has 9 seconds already. Legend has 3. And I'm just gonna have a look at Andre. Andre has only 2 warnings, so yeah. So Andre is actually in a pretty good position here. He's only 0.6 away from winning this race at the moment.
Yeah, so Legend has 3 seconds, so if Andre can get the gap to P2 down to under 3 seconds, he will win this race, it looks like.
Yeah, as it stands at least.
So I'm going to be watching that gap like a hawk right now, 3.6, but there's a pass P9. Polar Haas gets past Shaka for P9.
Yep. Shaka also on those softs ever snacks behind him on a little bit fresher softs than his teammate, so we'll see if Shaka can hold on. I think he might have the gap to hold on to P10. But did he have a penalty? Yeah, he had a penalty from the pits, didn't he? Yeah, I think so. So Enemy Killer also has 6 seconds. So yeah, I don't know. Shaka might be in for a P10 here. He's learned from the best.
I'm looking at this gap of P3, P2. It's 3.9, so it's gone up slightly. Not a massive amount, but yeah, it's going the wrong way for Andre. It's going up the ways. Danny in chat is asking what happened to Joel. Well, where do we start, Danny?
Spun in turn 3 at the start, and then a few incidents later, he's down in 13th. So what is actually on my screen, Legend just basically drove into Giannis' car, but now Giannis is again 2.5 seconds ahead. So the lag is pretty spectacular right now for me.
Yeah, on my screen, it's 2.6 is the gap, so you can, from Legend's POV, you can see Giannis up ahead, and that's going to spur Legend on. There's penultimate lap, so we are running out of tarmac right now, but
looks like Andre can't quite get into that 3-second window, so Legend is set to win this race.
Yeah, Legend just, I wonder if he knows what is at stake here if he drops some time. Is he, you know, because if he was to let you know, just relax for a second or slow down, take it easy, it might cost him the race.
Yeah, Giannis is just, I don't know, warping 200 meters in each direction for me.
Polar Haas gets another position there, I see, and up to P8, gets past Max. These fresh boots, obviously the tire you want to be on right now, but Giannis doing alright.
Polar Haas with that early. Oh, Joel actually picks up the fastest lap of the race on those fresh softs, 29.3. So taking away that extra point from anybody in top 10 who had it. I think it was Polar Haas before. And yeah, I'm just not gonna commentate this because on my screen, Legend is once again like driving inside Giannis, but I think the gap is not really down to that, is it?
No, gap is 2 seconds on my screen, but interestingly, the gap to P3, 3.3, that has come down a good bit, so it is only a few tenths away. I mean, there's a few tenths in deciding the race winner.
It's the final lap of the race as well. 3.4, I think it's gonna go down to the wire again, once again on penalties, isn't it, for Legend? Just like last week.
Yep. And the gap to P1 here is actually 1.4, but yeah, we're on the final
Legend
lap.
might
So...
pick up some DRS on the back straight here.
Oh, that could save him. Yeah, that could well save him. But the gap is stabilized. We're on about 3.5. It has been around about there for the last few laps.
Oh, Enemy Killer picks up another penalty, so that pretty much finishes his battle for points today. Yep.
Oh, Andre gets it wrong on the exit of Magus Beckus, and I think that's going to effectively cost him the race.
That's right. So Legend through Stowe into Vale and Club, and Giannis is gonna cross the line first, I think, but Legend is gonna be the race winner with these gaps. That's what it looks like.
Oh, and he lags across the line, but yeah, Legend picks up P1, Giannis P2, but it's Andre in P2 after time penalties are factored in.
And Nico
P3, how far is Giannis going to drop down? Puller Haas as well, made his way past P6 word up.
It's all the way up to P6.
Not bad, showing from him, yeah.
John across the line, a good performance from him as well today in 5th. And Polar Haas is gonna come home to take 6th today, I think. Yep, gets a little bit of a slide from Club, but yep, across the line, and Polar Haas in 6th today.
Yeah, solid drive from him. Picked up that front wing damage. Had to pit. Cost him a lot of positions, I think. Ward up P7. Yeah, good finish from Ward up. Solid drive. Max P8, Zadeb P9, and Shaka P10.
10, that's nice.
Good job. Good job
Good
all
job,
around.
Shaka.
So Joel, our guest driver, finishes P13. Unlucky for some, but he did pick up fastest lap. And,
we're gonna see some donuts here or something. Yep, that's what we're gonna see. Joel delivering some donuts on the before he's gonna cross the line. Did you catch them on stream? Yep, we did.
Yep. I've got it right now. I'm admiring these donuts, making me hungry.
Yeah, so Joel still plenty of racing today, but a few costly penalties and a few costly mistakes for Joel today. Dropped him out of points contention.
Yeah, it just shows you, like, you think you're coming in from a higher tier, starting at the back, and you're gonna, you're just gonna storm the field. But it's these guys. There's some high caliber guys in here, and yeah, trying to make your way through 19 cars is, yeah, it's gonna be very challenging. And yeah, Joel signing us off with some donuts there. So Joel's had his guest driver slot. Might see him come back in the future and try to redeem himself, but. Yeah.
Only 2 DNF today. That's I think a pretty solid, and one of them was with the 2-2 wing setup. Unfortunately, wrong setup loaded for Zagos today, so that was pretty much a given DNF today. And yeah, Fubar also died, but yeah, 16 drivers made it to the finish out of 18. That's not a too bad showing in my books.
I'm thinking about driver of the day. I've got someone in mind, but I obviously want to ask your opinion first. Who have you got for driver of the day?
Yeah, probably would have to go with Andre for that brilliant. He started down in P10, so qualifying didn't, or he was rather tame in qualifying considering how much pace he had in this race. So yeah, Andre from P10 to P2 would be my pick. Another good one would be John as well in P5.
Yeah,
yeah.
I would have to agree with Andre, because no penalties, 0.8 off finishing on the top step of the podium. Slicing his way through the field. Every time I was watching him, I just saw him creeping up. So good showing from him.
Yep.
So I think with the results gone, we will have a look and see who is in chat ready for an interview. Let's have a look. Okay, doke. So I thought Legend would be in there looking for an interview, but I don't see him about there. I'm gonna bring Polar Haas in. I'm gonna yoink him. Hello, Polar Haas, Polar Hayes. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Hello. You're joining myself and Icewind on the stream. We're just watch you guys race. It was a pretty eventful race there. We saw you picked up front wing damage early days. Decided to stay out, and obviously then you had that additional pit stop for the softs at the end. Were you just kind of fed up with that front wing damage and just felt I'm just gonna stick some softs on and blitz my way through the field?
Yeah, first of all, I want to greet my mother. Hello, Mom. And
Hi, Mom.
second, yeah, well, the thing was, I saw Joel pitting at a safety car, and I know he's a good driver, and he pitted for the mediums. So I thought, okay, he knows what he's doing. So I pitted for the mediums as well. I thought it was a good idea because I did some testing, and I realized that mediums and hards are really close together regarding the how long they last. So I thought, okay, I can make it with the mediums because we have several laps of safety car. It should be fine. And then in the end of the safety car phase, there was a guy in front of me brake checking me on the start straight for no reason. I didn't expect that completely. Just ran into him, almost took another McLaren out, I believe. Yeah, it was basically over for me fighting for P1, what was after the qualifying my target. I was basically just trying to survive, trying to save my tires. It didn't work because obviously with wing damage, I couldn't do cops, for example, full speed and going through other corners. I just totally destroyed my tires, and I realized I can make it to the end. So I pitted like I think 9 laps before the end for the softs, trying to make the fastest lap, which Joel took from me, unfortunately. And yeah, trying to make up as many positions as I can.
Well, here you heard the crowd go wild in the background there. My dogs, I think they saw a cat or something, and were like, "Kill!" But yeah, I mean that was a great race, man. I think I've been in practice with you before, and I was like, "Oh, there's a new guy. I'm gonna feel good as I beat him," and then I'm like, actually, this guy's pretty good. And I saw your name on the sheet today for today's race, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be interesting because you're potentially someone who could win tier 4 races from the get go. And I think we're using tier 4 as like an assessment tier, and I think really you're tier 2 level really. So have you any interest in moving to the higher tiers?
Yeah, sure. The point is, I can make it to tier 3 races because I'll already have a league on Wednesdays. So tier 2 probably would be optimal. I've seen the lineup. I have also watched the stream from Singapore. It was great racing. The guys are real close together. So it looks really exciting going there. I also know 2 guys with Inaudible Gamer and Pixel who I raced with. I'm approximately, I think, the pace of Pixel, so I should be be able to compete with tier 2, I believe.
That's excellent. And you know the whole Thunderdome theme for tier 2. How do you feel about that? You know, the aspect of it. It can be at times there can be a little bit of carnage in that tier. So I mean, the fact that you're considering going to, I would say you're very
Okay.
brave. But maybe you
Come
can.
on, Chief. Let's not let's not It wasn't too bad yesterday, so I think we shouldn't overhype the whole Thunderdome thing. I think if they manage to get clean races, I'm happy with that.
There was only 3 safety cars yesterday. Only 3.
Oh, yeah, but like considering to some of the races we had with 20 reports or whatever earlier in the season, so
Yeah, like we do joke about the Thunderdome thing. I mean, there is some high caliber race craft in that division. I think, just watching you today, I think you'd be ideal for that
yeah.
tier. So we'll get you on the waiting list, and no doubt we'll see you in tier 2 soon, my man.
I have a question for Polar Hearts. I think were you a commentator for SOR like a year ago or whatever it was?
Yeah, originally
I think you commentated my very first race in SOR.
Yeah, exactly. I replaced Ocean Chief as the tier 1 commentator at SR. And then later I was like tired watching the guys having nice battles, and I wanted to race myself. So I said, okay, guys, no, I'm stepping down. I just want to go on track and battle with you. So I'm not doing it anymore. But yeah, sure. I have been a commentator as well. It was great fun. It was a great experience. watching battles from the outside. You also learn a lot of things. We have great drivers like Wow, for example, who is here as well at the SLR. And yeah, that's what I've been doing before.
Yeah, I remember you from the very first SOR race I did when I sort of got back to league racing after a 14-year break or whatever I had in between.
Yeah, I remember
Anyway,
you were pretty quick. I think it was USA, I believe.
Yeah,
and
that's
it was
right,
really
yeah.
unfortunate for you. You had like 3 accidents, 4 safety cars, and it was total stress.
Yeah, I remember. I kind of messed up quali back then, but yeah, it's good to see you on track and me in the comms booth for a little bit of a change of roles.
Yeah, I think it's fair to do it the reverse voice. And yeah, regarding Tier 2, I'm really looking forward to it. There are some great drivers, so I'll be challenged for sure. And regarding the Thunderdome or the Carnage you talked about before, well, I don't mind people reporting me. I wish they race hard. That's what I actually want, because this is what's fun about this game. I hope they don't race unfairly. That's really important to me. But I'm pretty sure this is secured in this league, because you really looking for drivers who can race fairly. So yeah, I really don't mind reports and hard racing. That's what makes it interesting.
Good stuff, man. I think you'll be a good fit for the Thunderdome, and hope to see you in that tier soon. So yeah, make sure you register for the next race. I think we're Russia is the next one, next Thursday. But yeah, Polar House. Actually, yeah, I was wondering where I knew your kind of name and your voice from, and realized yeah, SOR. Yeah, that's right. I remember watching your some of your streams. Very good on the commentary. If you ever fancy putting, dipping your finger in the SLR commentary, just hit me up and I'll sort you out, man. But yeah, thanks for joining us on stream, Polar House. We will speak to you again soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, thank you guys. See you next day.
All right, all the
See ya.
best, man. Rightio. Who got P10? I want to speak to that dude.
Shaka.
Shakalaka.
Line anyway, so
Hey.
Yoink.
Steady now. You're in. Yeah. We just joined you.
Oh.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
on
hello,
stream.
hello.
You're on stream. P10, Shaq.
Yeah, P10, not so bad.
How do you
I'm
feel
happy with that.
Yeah, you happy enough? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy enough. Yeah. Big thanks to my crew, Gorla and Soro, that helped me out today. That was great. Really good stuff.
Excellent. Yeah, it always helps with having a bit of crew chief in action. It means you can focus more on the race rather than try to think about what's going on around you and stuff. But yeah, P10, man, solid drive. Picked up. Is that your first point in tier 4?
Well, actually on Spa I got P6.
Oh, okay. Happy days, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You're one of the drivers we see often in the practice sessions, and it's always good to see that pay off, in the race. It was a tough one today with the safety cars, but I tell you what, man, it was very clean out there. You guys really did put on a pretty good race. From that, from the racecraft point of view, just tell us about the big moments during your race.
Yeah, no, actually, from my point of view, it was pretty clean. There was just, I think, one of the Toro Rossos was lagging a lot, so that was a bit disturbing, but he kept it clean anyway. So, no, from my point of view, very clean race. Yeah, some quick guys here. Wow. Yeah, no, very, very calm from my side, I would say.
And what is your aim at the minute? Or are you just happy enough just to do tier 4 races every week? Or are you hoping to move up to the the higher tiers?
No, for sure I want to move up. Yeah, but the pace is just not there. I mean, it's yeah, I would be basically running last most of the time. So maybe not so fun. I don't know. Well, I don't mind actually competing with quicker guys. I think you learn more. The quicker your competition is, you are forced to keep up somehow. So yeah, I want to move up at some point. Yes.
Like my personal opinion is that I don't think you would be too far off pace in tier 3, for example. I think you might be able to fight there for points. But yeah, Good job from my side as well. Just a question to you: did the setup advice that I gave you earlier help at all today?
Yes, man, I run that one.
Okay,
Excellent,
so
excellent.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
thank you
good to
very
hear.
much.
That was helpful as well. So yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, good job. So P10 started 11th, so you picked up one position, and
Yeah, I couldn't do
a
more,
point for
but
you today.
it's good. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll see you again.
Yeah,
Crack
that
on.
yeah, I was just about to say the pit lane speeding penalty was a little costly because I think otherwise you would have been P8. But
Maybe P9, I think, or maybe P8. I don't know. But yeah, that was a very, very silly mistake. Yeah.
Shaq, can I ask, do you record your races, don't you?
Yes.
And do you watch them back after? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I find that, whenever you are at this stage where you're just kind of like trying to learn and try to grow and get faster and stuff, like watching back your race, it helps a lot. You pick up on small things that you can, make life easier for you in the race, and just things that are gonna, obviously there's the glaring things where, like if you get a speeding penalty or whatever, time penalty, like obviously that's obvious, like you just that's something you can work on. But personally for me, like watching back my streams, I always realize safety cars always screw me over. I don't pay attention to delta, and it's just from watching my races back, I'm like, right, this is something, this is one of my weaknesses. So anytime a safety car comes out now, I just go on complete, you know make sure match the delta mode. Everything else is, falls out of focus. I'm just like completely about the delta at the minute. But yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is, like, just watching back your races will help you improve, and even watching other people's races and seeing how they kind of manage ERS and figure out tire strats and stuff, like it all helps. So yeah, anyway, I'll stop rambling on. I will put you back in the gentleman's, and I will.
Yeah, no, but it's good advice anyway. Say thanks.
Yeah, anytime, man. And anytime you want, just hit us up in chat. This is what it's all about. It's just about helping people to improve and get higher level. Because at the end of the day, we all just want to race, and you want to race competitively and against people who are at the same kind of, or have the same kind of respect for each other on track. So I think likes of you and there's Gerla, Sunny, there's a Ward Up, there's a bunch of guys I've noticed have been a really good kind of introduction to the league. You're very
Yeah.
very eager, enthusiastic, and you're always active and stuff. So I always like to see that. It always stands out. So kudos, my man. Keep it up, and I'm sure the results will just keep on getting better for you as you.
You're just pulling a tipsy Bob now, Chief.
I know. I'm just gonna shut up now.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Bye.
All right, take it easy, man. Bye bye.
No, it's of course just jokes here.
Yeah, halfway through talking, I'm like, how long have I been talking for here?
Yeah.
I do want to bring in. I'm going to bring in Ward Up. I want to have a word with Ward Up. He is kind of muted at the minute. I'm hoping,
muted, I think.
Hopefully he comes off mute there. I do want to have a word with him because he's another one of those guys I mentioned there. You always see him in practice. There he is, Ward Up.
Hi.
How are you, sir? You're in the commentator's booth with myself and Iceman.
Yeah.
We're just kind of singing your praises. We're saying you're one of these guys that shown a lot of improvements recently. I think Ice is particularly impressed with your pace that you've improved upon in the last few weeks. So how's it going from your point of view?
Yes, I practice a lot, so I think I improve. I improve my speed on the track, but I think my weak point is that I have some struggle to manage the pressure during the race. I was very happy with my quali time, but in race I lost a lot of places because of that, and I failed to take advantage of the safety car too. So yeah, P2 from P3 for P3 to P7, I think.
Not bad, man. And we saw you battling a lot with Zedep and Max. How was that? Because obviously you're heading towards Cops Corner or Magus Begets, and you've got this guy angrily behind you trying to get past. Just talk us through what the pressure was like in the cockpit at those moments.
You were talking about Max?
Yeah, Max and who was the other one? Zadeb or Zadep?
Yes, Deb. Yeah. I was fighting with Deb, but in the end, he was really faster. At the end of the race, I was. It was hard for me to manage the ERS and fuels. Yeah, I just give up on him, and my objective was just to hold Max behind me. But after that, there was Joel catching us, and he was really faster than us.
Yeah, good stuff, man. And have you any, we do the track vote each week for Tier 4. Like, have you any tracks in mind that you particularly want to see for the next one?
Not especially. There's just tracks I don't want to race on, like the city tracks, like Azerbaijan or Monaco. But all the tracks where there is no wall, it's okay for me.
Cool beans, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I just wanna
yeah, go ahead, Ash.
point it out there that I was, if you look back at the stream, I was saying that you've improved so much from those first practice session I saw you in. I think it was Belgium, and
Yeah.
and I was like saying to Chief that at that point I was basically just quite easily faster than you. But yesterday, for example, when I like how do you say it, on purpose waited for you guys a little bit and raced you, and you were actually quite fast yesterday in the Singapore practice. So yeah, I'm really happy to see you improve. So all that hard work that you guys are putting in, being active on the practice sessions and laps in that's the way forward, people.
Yeah.
Just take.
Yeah, I continue to practice all the week for the weekend race, but I don't think I can reach a really top level because I drive with a controller. So maybe if after the isolation period, if I still have time to race with you, maybe I will invest in a wheel, maybe.
Yep.
But
We have had some. I mean, we had a tier 1 champion who used a controller. So it's. I've known plenty of people who are blazingly fast on a controller. Speedy.
okay.
Speedy is one of them. He won the tier 1 championship last season, didn't he?
Yeah,
That's no assists, like
and
nothing at all. So
Yeah, he was double
Yeah.
champ in the SLR and 2SRL on the
and he's on a pad, yeah.
on the pad. Everything's like all the assists off, manual gears. I don't know how he does it. He must have like 20 fingers on his hands. I don't know.
Yeah, still a lot of work to reach this level.
Vinny as well in
Yeah, he uses auto
tier
gears. I think.
2. Yeah, but he's running a pad.
He's super fast. So even with auto gears, super fast. But word up, yeah, a lot of potential, man, and we're looking forward to seeing what you got on in store for us in future races. So I'm gonna throw you back into Gentleman's Lounge, and thank you for joining us on the chat this week.
Okay, thank you. Have a good evening. Bye.
All right, I've one more guy to talk to before we get to Joel. So if Joel's listening, we will get to you. I just want to speak to Nico Rodspot. Hello, Nico.
Hello.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, you're joining me and Ice in the commentary spoof. We're just going over the race then. So, I mean, how was it for you? I mean, yeah, you finished P2 last week. This week, not too bad. Yeah, like you were up there. We thought maybe you were in for a chance at the win, but yeah, I mean, just talk us through the race. Like, at what point were you thinking, right, I might win this, or I might this might be over for me now?
Well, I thought I was on the right strategy. During the first part of the race, I was pulling a gap to P2, I guess. Yeah, to P2. I don't know who it was at the time. But I remember I looked at Legend's lap times. Or not his lap times, but the gap after I pitted for the soft. No, for the medium. Now I think about it. And what happened is, I think the whole race. Well, I had a good opportunity to win the race, but then when he came past me, when he came past me at the straight, I think, okay, well, it's over now. I can get a P2 at least. And then
he was really fast on those mediums in the first stint, Legend.
Yeah.
But you weren't too far though. It was like only under 4 seconds to gap to the race winner. So yeah.
Yeah, it was quite. It was fine. It was fine. I was just thinking with. I thought it was quite funny, because I was P4 the whole race, so the last half of the race, and I thought, who is this guy who is P1? Because I thought Legend was P1, but then I
Yeah,
saw it was.
Gian is up there on those. He pitted under the safety car for the hards, and
Yeah.
that was a pretty good call for him. But he had quite a lot of penalties, which cost him today.
Yeah, he deserved P3 to be honest. He was just a half second. I was just a half second in front of him at the line. I think.
Yeah, yeah, he had a lot of penalties. I think 9 seconds. So that was his his falling today.
Yeah.
So Nico, you're someone who's always, always like seems to be around a podium finish. You're always lurking around there. Like, do you fancy a win in these next few races that are coming up?
Yeah, hopefully. I hope it was a championship. Then I could be a bit more consistent, and then I could see myself be leading. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
think-
it's a bit unusual, isn't it? Because there is no standings, and there, it makes it a bit of a different race, then, because like you're not in that kind of like how does this affect the standings mode. You're just in like this is one race, a standalone race, and and it doesn't really affect anything as such.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, I think it's only a matter of time before we see you on the top top spot, pretty consistently. You're always there or thereabouts. So congrats on another great performance today. And this guy Legend, though, your teammate. You guys like aren't you're not friends. Out of the car, so to speak, are you? You're not in VC or anything together during races or anything.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
we should one day. I think.
yeah,
We should.
because it's unusual because you're both in the same cars, but there's no team orders as such. So it's every man for themselves pretty much out there.
Yeah, it was a bit hard belt, with Legend today. I would say when he came with his stuff, and I was like, oh, he's already there. Oh, he's already here.
Yeah, he closed in pretty quick in that last stint. But Nico, listen, I'll put you back in the gentleman's lounge. Thanks for joining us on stream. Appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you on track again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Cheers.
Okay, and last but not least, Joel, before we get to you, I just want to say you were the guest driver today. We put together this whole graphics package. Joel, he's the guest driver. He's the admin guy. He's tier 2.
Wrong.
And yeah, I mean, what have you got to say for yourself?
Basically.
You had to pace Joel. I just want to say you had to pace Joel today.
Yeah, I literally demonstrated why I haven't got points in because I bottle everything. Make mistakes, put pace, make mistakes, literally the same all the time. So
Yeah, Joel,
drivers, so come and beat me.
Joel, your audio's lagging a little bit, but listen, I have a message for you. It's a really important message, right? Because I've noticed you getting a wee bit down about, your race performances, and that's something you want to try to avoid as best as possible, because that will demotivate you more than anything. You just need to look at the positives, and there was a lot of positives in that race, and just build on those. Do not get sucked into the vortex of depression that comes with bad race results or bad performances.
I'll do that for you.
Yeah, you got a black hole here in Icewind. Do not be like Icewind. You honestly though, I've seen it before with other people, and they do get frustrated. They don't get the results. They get demotivated. They lose kind of love for the game. Listen, each race, take it as it comes. It is what it is. Roll with the punches. Take the positives, and I keep saying there was a lot of positives today. At one point you were just cutting your way through the field. So yeah, I mean, watch the race back, look at the positives from it, and just learn from the mistakes. That's all you can do, Joel.
Yeah.
And that's the Ocean Chief lecture over. So Joel, just talk us through your race then.
Basically, obviously, start at the back. I got through turn 1, 2 fine. 3, 4, I think, what was I, P15 or something? Right, okay, here we go. I got spun round, I think. Someone turned into me too early on the apex. So that was lap 1. And then I was like 10 seconds ahead. I caught back up in like, was it 6 or 7 laps? I pitted for mediums. I could have gone to the end, but I got wing damage on the restart. So I had to pit, and I didn't have mediums to go onto, so I had to go into the hards. And then basically I was behind and just pushing the whole race. I got to the back ahead to Max, and then wired up, and I made 2 overtakes. And then, yeah, getting past Max, I think I span on my own on that corner, and then I gave him wing damage, so I've apologized for that.
I remember that incident, and I think you got a tap from behind, and it just spun you out, and then yeah, Max went into, he just couldn't avoid you. Then he just hit your front wing, but yeah, I mean we're kind of joking on stream. Maybe this guest driver slot is like having a bullseye on your back or something, you know. But you know, it's a lot of pressure, you know, going into the tier 4 race. You're up against honestly, a lot of these guys are very high caliber, as you know yourself. You know, so it's not easy to go into something like this, and you know, I don't think any of the guest drivers, well, not many of them are going to be able to go in there and just dominate. You know, they're not going to have an easy time of it as such. You know, but it was interesting to see you in there and just seeing you know how you performed against these guys. And I think when you were on it, and you were able to kind of slice your way through the field, even on those hard tires against medium runners. You were catching up with them pretty well. So yeah, as I say, a lot of positives to take from it. Yeah, so head down. And were you in VC at the time whenever you were doing this race?
Yeah, with not in SLR though.
Oh, controversial. Okay.
No, with Vex.
Oh right, okay, Vexa, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, what do you think yourself? How was it as a guest driver slot? Like, were you going into this? Are you feeling a lot of pressure, or were you just?
Well, it is a bit of a lot of pressure. I'm like, I'm tier 2. I've just gotten the first points. People are happy for me. Oh, no, I'm going to go and bottle and finish last now, aren't I?
Well, you know, that's what I was like, because initially we're talking about maybe me going in for the first one, and I even just thinking about it, there's a lot of pressure, because you know, if
like
you do,
you're expected.
yeah, exactly.
to
If you do bad in tier 4, it's, you know, it's not great, really, is it?
He's
But
saying I'm going to be demoted to tier 5 now. At least I can win every race.
we'll create a jewel tier just for you, mate. Yeah. But yeah, so you know, we're anyone listening out there, if you are interested in taking part in the tier 4 race as a guest driver, just hit that gammon icon on the registration, and we'll consider you. No idea who's going to be the next one. I don't know what the track is either. So
well, it's looking like it's going to be Brazil. I mean, the vote's just gone out, but like Brazil is the only one people are voting for, really.
yeah, you won't be seeing me on Brazil then. Maybe if France comes up, I doubt it will get picked. But if France comes up, I wouldn't mind him dipping me over in there. Maybe Suzuka. Yeah. But yeah,
I have a better suggestion. Let's vote for Monaco, so Chief has to, you know, a little bit of pain for him.
A little
no,
bit.
No. But I just kind of think it's not gonna be Monaco.
No, I think they're going to leave
vote for that.
Yeah, Monaco's going to be like, you know, whenever you're picking teams in school for the football.
And the guy that's left last.
Yeah, the guy he's last.
That was always me.
Yeah, Sam, I feel your pain there. But yeah, I think overall successful race today. Looking forward to the next one already. Ice, any final thoughts for those who are still watching the stream?
Yeah, I thought it was cleaner than expected. Good racing from some of those guys. We saw like 3-way battles basically the entire of the race, and they didn't cause many massive incidents with that. So yeah, I'm really happy to see what we saw today. So yeah, good stuff, and looking forward to the next one.
Yep, indeed, indeed. It looks like Brazil may be the favorite for the next one, but before that, we're gonna
Yeah, it's
have.
gonna be a good track for racing, definitely.
Yeah, I love Brazil. I love watching Brazil races, not so much taking part in them. Um, but tomorrow we have the big one.
Really?
It's
You don't? I'm just gonna have to pick on that. You don't like Brazil? Okay.
I do like
That's
it, but
surprising because usually, like, it's one of those pretty popular tracks. It's usually offers good racing. You have good overtake spots. It's yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I like it.
I like the track. The track doesn't like me, judging by my results at Brazil.
I don't like Brazil.
I remember that some crazy race in DMR or whatever it was for you, Chief.
Yeah,
you,
yeah, we were racing as well. I think I got.
Oh, you were as well. Yeah, that's true. Chief had like three 5-second penalties that he served everything at the end of the race because there were like 5 safety cars or whatever.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah,
Good
I
times.
don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing Brazil if it is the track of choice for next week. We'll see.
Yeah. Darrow is Brazil. Darrow sent Brazil the best track, so I think it probably will. Usually, when you put up the vote, it's like instantly you know what the track's gonna be.
So I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we got
was
tier
expecting
one.
it to be back.
Sorry, tomorrow's tier one, SLR tier one, the big one, Singapore. Looking forward to that. You're gonna see myself and Ice take part in that one. Sunday then we've got two SRL tier two, tier one races in Singapore as well. So, and I think is Ace. I think two SRL maybe running Assetto Corsa
That's on Mondays, isn't it?
on Monday. Yeah, I think that's taking place next week then. So.
Plenty of racing coming up over the Easter.
Yep, lots of racing coming up, guys. So stay posted for the big one tomorrow, though. Tier one. Watch myself and Ice. Absolutely. Well, I don't know about Ice, but
It's let's say Singapore is not one of my better tracks, but yeah, we'll try and fight for some points as we always do.
yeah, I'm hopeful for P10. Anything's possible. P6 last time out, so.
I bet it's gonna rain tomorrow, and it's gonna be like a 1.5-hour race or something.
No.
I hope so.
I have flashbacks of the last race. It was half and half,
I think
half
it
wet,
was
half dry.
the longest race last season, the Tier 1 race, because it rained. It was like an hour or something.
Yeah, it just went on forever. I kept looking up at the lap counter and was like, what? It's only halfway? What?
Yeah, your focus really goes off towards the end of the race.
Yep, it's a big one for focus, that one. But yeah, join us tomorrow. That's us for today. That's the Tier 4 race at Silverstone. Next time out looks like Brazil, but stay posted for that. We will be back tomorrow, and I think that's it. I will just sign off and say good night.
Bye-bye.